Very good.
Well done.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Daily Carry Podcast, episode number 16. And today we have a treat for you. We have our very first set of guests. We're very excited to have them on with us. We'll be running for the first time 4 mics, 5 cameras on set today. And let me introduce first, sitting next to me, the one and only, my lovely wife, Sarah Heyman. Say hello.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having us.
Wunderbar.
Who would you have sitting next to you there, Micah?
I have my wonderful, amazing bride, Jaina, who I have been married to in 2 days from now, 31 years.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary,
Excited.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, episode 16, first guests, and we'd like to...
Oh, sorry, I hate to cut you off.
Go ahead, go.
We already had a guest. He was epic.
That's true. We have had our
You guys
first
are going to
guest.
have to rise.
We do
to
have
an
a pretty
occasion.
high bar set by the one and only Zion Kilo Heyman, the American Bulldog.
He's a star of the show.
He was the star of the show
He was
this
the
weekend.
star.
That
Yeah.
he was, yes. How are you feeling, by the way?
Aside from puncture wounds, I'm great.
You got a puncture wound.
In the
huh?
leg.
In the
What?
leg.
Yeah, when he took me into the wall, I didn't think it. I was paying attention to teeth, and he's going to grab the gun. Never dawned on me that a 100-pound dog was going to hit me, which was perfect. And the girl over my shoulder said, "That was the coolest thing I've ever seen."
It was awesome.
It was
It was
awesome. He was the
amazing.
star of the show. He was
Yeah.
amazing.
Amazing.
Well, what's really cool is I was able to source 3 different angles. So
Awesome.
I've got a video preliminarily spliced up and edited. I'm going to put it out there soon. But
Yeah.
I have some pretty high expectations for that video. I think it's pretty epic.
He literally took the gun out of my hand and did not touch my hand.
That's
It was amazing.
impressive.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
At full speed.
yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
With the crowd watching and everything. He
Oh,
just
dude. He
didn't
was in it.
matter.
Yeah, he was in
Yeah,
it.
he
Pressure
was
helped him.
focused.
Oh, yeah. He was locked in the video. So I have a video from this angle pointing toward him, and you can just see it in his eyes. He never even broke contact. And look, he's just laser.
I was a little intimidated, I'll be honest. For about 3 seconds, I was scared.
What was really funny is that he took the gun from you,
Mm-hmm.
and then as we were running out, he runs by Danny, and Danny's just, I know what he's thinking. He's just trying really hard to compose himself, but he's like, please don't leave me alone. I'm a nice guy. He's just petting him. But you and me saw as we were practicing with Danny. Danny was
He's
quite nervous.
Terrified of dogs and ladders, apparently.
I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he got to the 4th rung and climbed down.
After he was
Different
talking a
story.
big game,
But in his defense,
he did get bit by
He-
a dog
he
when
did,
he was a
yeah, in the face,
when
he
he was
said.
himself just a pup.
yeah,
Yes, a little trauma.
He's still
that's
pretty.
traumatizing.
It was. It was.
Maybe a little bit, but still, Zion is a sweetheart. He's just a
Yeah.
little teddy bear.
All right, so the gals are here. They've raised the bar.
You are raising the bar as we speak right now.
Our razors.
Yep. That's who we are.
That you are. So let's talk, ladies. You both are business owners, which I think is an incredible feat. You guys are successful business owners, and I think that that's something that we have in common. That me and Micah have in common. That we kind of bonded over our faith, but also running businesses. But you girls have hit it off, and you guys have a good friendship going, and you both have businesses and have some commonalities, a lot of them in common. So why don't you open up, Sarah? Why don't you tell the audience, because I'm sure that I've told them a couple of times, but they don't care what I say. They care what you say. What is it that you do? What is it that you do every day that brings the bacon, so to speak?
Brings the bacon.
You know that you're my sugar mama, right?
I did not know
Awesome.
that. I own Oodalali Coffee right next door to the Rock Jiu-Jitsu gym.
Right here. Look at this.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, y'all
episode
have
generously
some. This is our-
sponsored.
here we
This
go.
episode and every other generously
Commercial.
sponsored by Oodalali Coffee, which has been open since when?
I opened September 5th of 2020, so I'm coming up on my 5-year birthday.
That's awesome.
5 years.
5 years.
Wow.
Yes, and it has been quite a journey. I've interviewed my wife now for a couple seconds. Why don't you go ahead and you can interview Jaina?
Well, I wanna ask a question. How many locations do you have?
Oh, that's a good
I
point.
have 2 locations now. So I have another one in downtown Castle Rock,
At
the Emporium.
the Emporium.
Yep.
Which technically is actually our 3rd location. Our first location, we moved to a 2nd location, technically. And then now we've expanded and we have simultaneously running 2 locations.
Yep.
So that's
and Sarah's cloned herself because I pass her in the parking lot going back and forth. I don't know, 27 times a week
Oh my goodness.
at least.
You're everywhere. I
Just
see
run
your
circles.
Jeep.
Yeah, I do. I feel like I run circles.
Sarah has a very cool pink Jeep Wrangler Rubicon,
Love it.
and it's got Oodalali graphics all over it.
Yep.
It is well known throughout town.
Mm-hmm.
It is, you can't miss it.
Yes.
No.
and it's
See what
not,
happens when
it's
you hit
not,
that.
It's not hot pink. It's powder pink.
It
Let's
is.
get
It's
blush
actually
pink.
a blush pink.
Yeah, I knew she was going to correct me and say blush
Good,
pink.
babe.
Blush.
Yes.
Get it right.
Yeah,
Blush
but
pink.
it is a statement piece.
It
So,
is.
Yeah,
so to
I love
speak.
it. I love it.
I mean, go big or go home, and you went big, and it looks well, and I love it because I see you from a long ways away, and I think Oodalali Coffee. I do.
That's
I think
awesome.
Sarah. I think that's
That's
really
awesome.
important that people know that.
Yeah.
Because I have a Jeep with no doors on it, and people, I pull up, and people are like, "Oh, I love that. I love yours."
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yours is awesome.
Thank you. That's actually my daughter.
You also have a truck though that has some cool stuff on the tailgate. That's cool.
Yes.
I like
That's-
sponsoring people.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then the bed has your Core Freedom logo.
Mm-hmm.
Looks pretty cool.
Yep.
Almost as cool as like a flag in the wind, so to speak. I
got
like
the
how they
Rock
kind of
Jiu-Jitsu
broke
team
up the
back there.
texture.
Yep.
The Rock Jiu-Jitsu team, Oodalali Coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And
It says taking on mission together. Is that what it says?
undertaking mission. together.
Undertaking mission together.
Yeah. It's also got Journey Home Counseling. on
And
there.
that's perfect segue.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Awesome.
that.
Yes.
My beautiful bride is a licensed professional counselor, psychologist person. 33
3.
years.
I started when I was 5.
Yep.
Don't do the math.
Straight out of kindergarten. Jane was rocking it.
That's right.
And you've had a private practice for almost 3 decades.
I have.
It's awesome, Jana.
Thank you. It's been a wonderful journey and just trying to provide help for people in various circumstances. So I feel like God truly has opened doors and I've just been able to walk through them.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Thank you. Thank you. Lots of opportunities, lots of,
The ministry.
it is. It truly is. And there are times I sit in the office, and there are times that my clients will look and they'll be like, "Oh my goodness, that was a wonderful response. Like, how did you think of that?" And I'm like, "I don't know. That wasn't me. That was totally God."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Wow, that did sound good. I'm going to write that down."
Absolutely.
We have been blessed. Jana has a calling, and the one thing, so you guys have listened to every second of every podcast. I mean, you guys have just been totally dialed in to
100%.
everything we've been doing,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
All the loves, all the likes,
Love
All
it.
of it.
hanging
all
by
of
every
it.
word. So you know
Absolutely.
the edification that comes from this podcast to you guys.
100%.
There may have been a spot of sarcasm in there for anybody listening. A spot of sarcasm in case you didn't pick up on it.
Maybe.
Jared and I both married way up. We both have talked about that we've married way up. That was an episode +5, I think. Somewhere,
Oh, I remember that.
somewhere
I remember
north of
that
that.
one. You
It
remember
was
that one?
third. You've actually
Was it
said
the
it in
third one?
every episode.
I think I've
really.
said it in every
Probably.
episode. And I will say, being married 31 years in a couple days, the one thing that I will say about my wife is she's tireless. She is absolutely tireless. She is amazing on every level.
Yes, I
She
see
brightens
that.
every room. I don't say it because she's sitting here. I'd say it if she wasn't sitting
Yep.
here. I put this ring on my finger. I've said it in multiple episodes. I've never taken it off in 31 years. It just lives there. We have our ups and downs and ins and out like any couple, but I will end my portion of my doting by saying from a professional standpoint, Jane has never advertised a day in her life, and people wait in line essentially kind of to go see her because it's all word of mouth because she cares. She loves people deeply. She cares for people deeply, and I see that in everything that she does, certainly with our kids and then her circle of friends, but it's just speaking to the business front. Yeah, it's pretty
evident.
amazing, and it's evident in what you do. And Jared can talk about this, but the first thing that I noticed when I walked into your coffee shop was, and I joked with him, I was like, dude, how do you guys go from Christmas decorations on the 25th to whatever it is on you convert the entire shop
Yeah.
in a night, but it shows.
amazing.
It shows in many ways.
I love it.
So, tell us about that.
Yeah, Sarah, you want to tell us about that? How you're basically Buddy the Elf?
What a compliment.
You're basically
It's
Buddy the Elf?
beautiful.
So yeah, I don't even think when I started this that I knew that was going to be so a thing. I just knew what I liked, and I thought, I love holidays. I love decorating. I love great tasting coffee, and it just all came together. It was crazy. And so my first menu I opened in fall, and fall is my favorite season. And so I put together a fall menu, and I couldn't think of just 3. So I just had to go big. And I think that's just the way I am. That's just the way I'm built, is go big or go home. And for years I tried to like dial it down. And then I thought, why? And so I feel like for me, the coffee shop is a calling. It's a ministry. And I've been able to, God's brought so many incredible people into our lives, including you guys, and how you and Jared met Micah.
Through
And
the
so,
coffee shop.
yeah, from the coffee shop. So anyway, we changed I change my menu every season, every holiday. And yes, I have to go in there and I have to absolutely just do a turnaround, and I have to do it when we're closed. I can't do it obviously when we're open. So, but I love it. It's chaos and it's organized chaos, and that's just kind of how I do it.
I think
But
Buddy
it's
the Elf is a
magical when you walk
compliment.
in there.
Oh,
It
that was
is.
that
It's
was.
like a
I mean,
home.
it's,
Major
it's such a
compliment.
compliment because
knows
it's so
it's
true.
true. I mean,
Thank you.
it's amazing. I mean,
Thank you. I
they walked
appreciate
out
that.
one way, and they came in the next day, and it was like, oh my gosh, you did this, and
I
that's
know.
how I
I
feel
love
when I
that.
walk in.
Totally.
Corporate sending the big guns. Yeah. Or whatever.
Jared knows that's one of my favorite Christmas movies. And yeah, I just love it. I love how magical holidays are. And the anticipation and the excitement. And I want that for everybody who walks in the coffee shop, first and foremost, to feel God's presence, his peace, and that he is there. There's something different. And then also to see the magic of it. So that's makes me so thankful that you can see that.
But it's
Mike
the
is-
details, though, too.
Oh,
I
definitely.
mean, from even, last week was the rodeo, so
Yeah.
the little covers were
It's so fun.
I had a cowboy hat on mine.
horseshoes.
So fun.
And
Yes.
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 Micah, you had an opportunity to compliment your wife, so now you're making me feel like I have to
Goodness.
compliment
No,
my
you
wife. So
You should want
No,
to.
you
What you
don't.
meant to say
Here's
is,
the
I
thing.
want to compliment.
get
Let me
to.
help you.
I
I can't
get
work
to.
harder at
here's
this.
the thing. Here's the thing. I got to make sure that I have an opportunity to win some brownie points
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Okay?
score up.
You said tireless. I think that's
Score
an
up.
incredible way to put it, because I think we could both agree that our
Oh,
wives
they're very similar.
I mean, she's managing 30 employees now, and she's decorating. She does all the decorating herself. She doesn't have a crew come in and decorate for her. She does that, and she loves to do it, which is very evident. You can tell whenever you walk in there that somebody who did this cared. So it's coming
I
straight from
agree.
the heart. But what I will also say about my lovely wife over here, tireless was a good word, but a word that came to mind was timeless. If you didn't know, I not only married up physically, look at that thing over there. I married up.
That thing.
She is older than me, wiser than me, more mature than me, and way, way out of my league. And here she sits in all her timeless and tireless glory. So I love you, babe. And thanks for
love you.
being on this episode and just gracing us with your presence.
Thanks for
I really
inviting us.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
We're
So
honored.
much fun.
We're honored.
I want you guys to, if you don't mind, Jared and I, when we first did our first episode, we talked a little bit about our world, but we talked about our journey, our faith journey. Just share kind of just kind of a short version of your story that brought you from where you were as a kid to here. Because everybody's got a story, but just kind of bullet point out that, but emphasis on your faith, because faith is what brought us all together.
Right.
Sarah, you go. Actually, Janie, you go first, because you've kind of been sitting over there quiet for a minute.
I realize I
Yes.
kind of go into counselor mode is what
Yeah,
I
you're
realize. I'm
listening,
like,
and I realize
and
that.
I'm like
Yeah.
shaking
Please
my
no.
head.
Please no.
And I know, right?
Don't
but
read
it's
me.
automatic. I don't even know. And then I was like, oh, I do get quieter
Yeah.
because I'm listening.
Yeah.
I don't. So I have to step outside of that. So my faith journey. Well, I grew up in a Christian family. I have 2 older brothers. Adored them, admired them, tried to be like them and follow everything they did. If they were
Yeah.
up on the roof shingling, I was up there as well.
Yeah.
So I grew up in the country out in Michigan. And Dad was an elder in the church. Mom was a Sunday school teacher. We just did a lot with the church and grew up with an amazing, wonderful church family who whom many I still have contact with. One of my best friends literally has known me since birth.
Incredible.
She's like a year older than me. And so Susan is who I often turn to if I need her to challenge me in any way, or I have to run some thoughts by. She is very loving and honest, and
That's a
will.
gift.
It really
Yeah.
is. And that vulnerability, excuse me, that vulnerability to be able to say, okay, this is something that has happened, or I'm doing, what are your thoughts? And
Right.
she's like, hey, or I need prayer about this. What do you think? And she definitely will do that. I have others in my life too that will do that, but she legit has known me since birth because she's a year older than me. But so I grew up in the church. We had a wonderful church family. I actually feel like I had a really good childhood, lots of cousins that I grew up with. And where I felt, which is very common, is in college. That's where I felt that my faith was challenged a little
Yes.
bit more. You're outside of your kind of bubble, right? Your church family and your biological and nucleus family. So in talking with people on campus, that's where I was being challenged a little bit more. And my faith had to become my faith, not just what I grew up with. So in doing that, that's where I found myself seeking and trying to learn. And I joined a His House Christian Fellowship at University of Michigan. And in doing that, I remember even thinking, oh my goodness, these people, when they sit and pray, have these ginormous words. And I didn't have Google that I could look up back then and try
Yeah.
to see what they were saying.
Right.
And I remember feeling intimidated, but I felt God's prompting to kind of say, hey, Jana, this is you and me. And where do you want to go with this? Just let me guide you.
Yes.
So that's where I felt like, for me, my faith, like I said, was a little more challenged, and I just leaned into him more. So by studying and being in the Word and talking with people and surrounding myself with a group of healthy, strong Christians was really beneficial for me personally. And then I actually, just going to church camp and all the retreats, I was at all of them. That's actually how I met Micah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I met him when I was 9. We didn't date till I was in grad school.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'd see him off and on.
Hang
Oh,
on.
here it goes. Just buckle up, audience. Here it comes.
Yikes. All right, let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
I was stalked
Oh my gosh.
from the time I was 9
Oh my gosh.
until grad school.
Mike is making it creepy.
She finally broke down and called me and said, I've been thinking about asking you out. And
Okay, no, I've known him since I was 9, mind you. There's a difference in stalking and knowing.
totally joking. Jana asked me out, but she did ask me out in a great way. She came to church one Sunday. I used to race circle track. I was up at the Speedway, and I was racing the Sunday, and I got back. And this was before cell phones, so my landline rang. I picked it up, and she's like, hey, it's Jana. And we talked for a minute, and she said, I was kind of looking just to catch up with you. And I said, how about tonight? We met that night, and I never looked back. It was love at unbelievable first sight. And literally, like, I was like, oh my gosh.
Y'all are dynamic together. You are.
Thank you.
You are.
Thank you.
It's an incredible, incredible couple.
Well, it was a wonderful opportunity that God said, hey, here you go. No, I actually saw him, and I did call him. Okay, I have to say that online. I did call him because I said, I would like to get together and kind
Yeah.
of get to know you with a corded phone, by the way. And he's like, let's meet. He shows up on a Honda Hurricane, by the way.
Honda
Of course.
Hurricane.
Come on.
Yeah, a crotch rocket. And
Only
I was
one way to
like,
do it.
Two
"Oh."
helmets.
Tom Cruise.
Two
That's what
helmets.
sold
I'm
you,
like,
Jana.
dude,
Totally. I
That's what
was
sold you.
like,
You're talking
yeah.
big.
You're
Done.
talking Top Gun.
Done.
Go big or go home.
Totally. So then we drove.
This was 87 time frame. Top Gun came out in 86, so this would have been what, 4 years
yeah,
after
4
that?
years later.
You want to
Yeah.
hear something incredible?
Incredible.
I knew it.
Sarah's
I
gonna
literally-
be-
I knew as soon as you said the word Top Gun. We have to let her finish her testimony, though. We don't have time for that.
Well,
Oh, her faith.
No.
Her faith continues.
No, this
She's
is good.
fine. She's good. Let's talk bikes.
Top Gun Maverick comes out,
Yeah.
okay,
Here we go.
and it's the rage. One of the best movies ever. One of the best sequels
do
ever,
like that
for
movie.
sure.
Love it.
For sure, without a doubt. But me and Sarah have always been a fan
Cheers.
of Top Gun, and so as soon as Top Gun Maverick came out, I had this idea. I said, Sarah, everybody's talking about Top Gun. We're going to make a video. We're going to reenact the scene. Tom Cruise late to his date, pulls up to the house on his motorcycle. We have the video.
Yeah.
We recorded the entire thing, but at the coffee house where I came to the coffee cabin. I came to the coffee cabin on my motorcycle, and we reenacted the entire scene for scene. Tom Cruise jumping off the bike, jumping over the porch, the whole thing, looking for, and then the doors open. The window was open for the coffee shop, and Sarah's reenacting the entire scene, and we have the whole video. We get it, and Sarah's like, "No, this is too cheesy. We can't post this."
What?
I have to see this.
We should put this out immediately.
Sarah, I have to
should.
see
No,
this.
Micah.
I have to.
It is the most brilliant marketing.
Jared was
It's
so
the
good.
best.
His acting was so good. I am so awkward in it. I am so awkward. And I was like, no, we cannot. And he's like, people love it. And I'm like, no.
We had
It's
such an
just-
opportunity with the momentum there that is now just, I think, missed until Top Gun 3 comes
So
out.
anytime he hears the word Top Gun, he's like, missed opportunity.
Let me just point out, John Wick. I mean, Keanu came out and did a movie. John
Yeah.
Wick.
Yeah.
Did you see what we did this weekend? You were here,
Was here.
like for this amazing event.
And
Like
we
you
looked
catered
great,
it.
by
You
the
did.
way.
You did all of it.
Incredible.
I got to
That
try to
could
stay
have been.
focused.
That
Stop.
could have been Top Gun.
It could have been.
It could have.
Still can be.
Still can be.
Top Gun 3. As soon as it drops, then we drop the video,
Oh
maybe.
my
I don't know.
gosh.
But
I want to see this video.
John
now.
Wick is still,
No,
I mean, when was
you
his
don't.
last movie?
Ballerina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
just a few
franchise. The
weeks ago.
franchise is
We
going.
could have been ballerina.
Which, by the way, we just had our very first ever female match on JWI.
Yes,
you know
we
the
did.
That
song
was
that we
awesome.
played
That
during
was
that
cool.
match?
That
The
was
song
cool.
that we played during that match was Ballerina Code, which was one of the theme songs that was
Yep.
written by Lake Castlevania. Dylan of Lake Castlevania was
Yes.
here with us. But we used that song
Yep.
for the very first female match ever. That was the match song.
Which was epic.
It's the coolest
That
thing
was
ever.
awesome.
amazing.
They did
That,
great.
in awe.
Yeah.
Do you see how God works together in faith? Telling Jane's story to street bikes, to Top Gun, to John Wick,
Yep.
to Ballerina.
Yep.
This is what life.
Connections.
He works all things.
This is amazing.
He does.
We haven't even gotten to your faith yet. I can't wait to see where
Which
the
is
story goes. from-
incredible because I mean, let's say it's come on, Sarah. You
Yeah,
you
I
were
wanna
you
hear
were
it.
saved from the sticks in Alaska. You were an Alaskan bushwoman at one
was.
point.
Did- Bushwoman. Did you have one of those boats that had a motor on it?
What was that, Micah?
Nothing. Jared took
Yeah,
the
he sure
took a
did.
hard right.
Tell us, Sarah, about your faith journey.
Buckle up.
Buckle up.
right.
Oh goodness, there's a lot of twists and turns. A lot of
Okay.
twists and turns. So I was raised. My mom, she loves the Lord with all her heart. She put just the love of Jesus in us and the fear of God. Sometimes not in the most healthy ways, but I grew up in Alaska. I was there my whole life. I did not have the best childhood. My father was an alcoholic and very turbulent childhood. There are parts of Alaska that I loved. You know, when my parents were together, they were married for 29 years and unfortunately went through a divorce. But it was, moments that were great. I loved growing up fishing, and my dad was a avid bear hunter, and we would go fishing. And I remember being like 8 years old, and we would hike in the woods, and we would have a big stick, and we would go salmon fishing, and we would hike in with this big stick, and then we would rack all the salmon up, and that's how we hiked out. And it was like 8 o'clock at night, and that's when the bears come out in the evenings, and so you're trying to get through those woods as quick as you can because you got a target on you with these salmon walking through the woods. So those moments.
Pretty convinced there's no bears in Alaska still. By
There
the
are
way,
bears,
Been
but-
there 4
Right.
times
That
now. Haven't
sounds
seen a single
amazing.
bear.
I wanna go
So
do that.
Those moments, like I love that I can say that. It's cool, right? Like it's what an experience. That wasn't a cool experience.
And you
being-
could have died. Let's be honest.
I could have
You
died,
could
But you
have.
didn't.
but I did
Many
not.
times.
I didn't. But yes, many times. And so that I'm thankful for. Those moments of just being in the woods and growing up like that. My parents were 2 extremes. My mother is British. She's from England and just very proper, very British. And then my father was a beach boy from South Carolina. And so my mother literally came over on a ship. I have a picture of when they were boarding the ship from England with my Nana.
Wow.
And came over, met my father in South Carolina. They got married. He always had a dream of going to Alaska. went to Alaska to work on the pipeline. I was 4 weeks old when we went there, so Alaska's home to me. But anyway, so yeah, my mom always raised us knowing who God was and doing the best she could. She did the best she could, and I love my mom. My dad was never in church or anything like that, or had a relationship with God.
Right.
So, I mean, through that, obviously, there's so much that we could unpack there, but I'll just continue on. So then, when I became a teenager, obviously, went through that and was out on my own. Actually, at like 14 years old, I had roommates and I was living on my own, and had to just search. I was searching, for something real and something genuine. And I feel like that's just the way I'm built. I'm very one extreme or the other. I'm either in or out. There is no middle ground for me, which is a blessing and a curse. And so went through my teenage years just searching and looking for something, and then got invited to a church service and went to that church service and knew immediately that what I was feeling and what I was seeing was real. There was no doubt in my mind. There was no question in my heart or spirit that he was who I was looking for, to know Jesus in a way and be introduced to him in a way that I never had been before.
Right.
And so that night, I remember this was in Alaska, just really met Jesus, I feel like, for the first time in my life, and had that experience with him, and got baptized in Robe Lake in the middle of Alaska that night. And I remember them telling me it's going to take, a day or two to warm up the baptismal. And I was like, no, I want to be baptized tonight. And he said, well, there's a lake. It's cold, but do you want to be baptized tonight? And I was like, yeah. So anyway, had that experience. And then I think for me, like I said, I'm not great with change, and I'm very one way or the other. So for me, I feel like my biggest learning experience in life has been when you have that experience and Jesus and God becomes so personal to you, and he radically changes your life. He changed my life. He changed my thinking. He is the only consistent thing that has been consistent in my life. And so I'm so thankful to know him in that way. And he's been with me through every season, every hill, every valley. And I'm just so thankful, because I wouldn't be here without him.
No.
He is truly my everything. And he's given me 2 beautiful children, my son Isaac and my daughter Arabella. They are my life. There's no greater gift than being a mother. I love being a mother.
Absolutely.
And of course, my gift of my husband.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's incredible. Jared
his
is absolutely
faithfulness.
my rock. And he's so wise beyond his years, and just incredible. Love him with all my heart.
Well, let me just say that everything Sarah just shared with her faith journey is very important to take a minute to highlight, because her relationship with God, and God really being her rock, not necessarily me. She knows that I'm here to lean on. But I love how she said the most consistent thing in her life. That is definitely God, because God's been in your life much longer than I've been in your life. And that's very important, because that hasn't ever swayed or shaken.
Never.
Her relationship with God is what I believe gives her the push, the energy, the presence that she has, where people walk into the coffee shop, and for whatever reason, even since whenever we had just a little mobile coffee shop, it's something that you can feel off of somebody. And I think that ladies, maybe even more specifically, I remember from the very beginning, sometimes just ladies pulling up to the drive-through and just they see Sarah and they just start telling Sarah all about their life, all about what's going on, all about what's going wrong even. Can you pray for me? And not only just conversations like that, but conversations through tears with people just bringing their heartbreak and just bringing it straight to Sarah's doorstep, knowing that they've found somebody who cares, who loves. And that's all because of her love for Jesus and her knowing Jesus and Jesus' love for her. That's where it all comes out of. And I think that that's just very important to take a second and note and highlight, is it's exactly what she just spoke about, that experience that she had. I can truly look at the time that I've had with Sarah and know that that love of God is what has just saturated her life and made her be a fountain rather than a drain, right? She's a fountain, and people know that.
Yes.
And she just, the love of God just bubbles over, and people can feel it all around her.
I think
And
it's
love
it's
that.
cool that you edify that way. And I had a meeting yesterday with a guy that I'm going to leave nameless, but he's going through a divorce. It was a rough situation. And one of the things that he realized at the end was, I've lost this thing that I didn't appreciate. And what I appreciate, shouldn't have said appreciate twice. Bad language, bad English. Jared is edifying you for what he knows to be true. And yesterday somebody realized something that they knew to be true too late.
Sure.
And I think that that is important for guys and gals listening today to understand that marriage is up and down. There's going to be ins and outs and lefts and rights and challenges and all that
That's
stuff.
right.
But the one thing that I can attest to without even being in your inner circle is being over at the coffee shop, and or the same way with Jana, is I stood in there one day and a gal says, "Oh, I cannot believe this place is so cool in here." And she said, "I drove an hour and a half to get here," because she had been following you online. She just happened to be standing next to me.
That's awesome.
When she said it.
That's
And I thought,
awesome.
who drives past 97 coffee shops to go to one coffee shop? Well, you go
Absolutely.
there because of who's running it. It's not just the aura, right? I mean, like the aura is cool, but it you feel it when you walk in. There's a lot of counselors and psychologists that people have driven an hour and a half past to go see Jana one-on-one. That's a 3-hour round trip for an hour counseling session. That's a big statement. And that to me
Absolutely.
is who I married.
Yes.
And that's what I love about that. And, you know, it broke my heart yesterday listening to him, but at the exact same time, I'm grateful at least that he realized something, because now moving forth, if he ever gets the opportunity to experience that again, he probably won't
That's
take
right.
that for granted.
Exactly.
Because we're all going to make mistakes.
Well,
Absolutely.
and how often, you know, in marriage, think about this, and all the listeners too, it's so easy to see the negative, not even just
Sure.
in marriage, but in life in
Yep.
general. And I know in my sessions many times, I'm like, okay, I need you to take a week and I want you to only focus on the positives. And it's not that I don't have to do that myself at times, or that Micah doesn't have to do that with me. It's looking at what gifts
Yes.
have we been given?
And it changes everything.
It
the
does.
way you look at it.
Our
Yep.
perspective, right?
Perspective.
And even as moms,
Yep.
but it just as godly women and wives of how do we uplift and edify our husbands as well?
Yes.
What are we called to do and be there for them? Not
Yep.
because it's easy always, or not because we're not having struggles.
Right.
But it really does change our mind when we start to see
It does.
the opportunities, but the gifts God has
Yes.
given. You know, we talked about just when He gives you something and you stay focused on that, your view opens up into a whole different thought process.
Yes.
And it makes us look for different things. Because when we're looking for the negative, it's so easy to see it.
Yep.
And when I tell them, hey, let's look for the positive, and I'm looking in the mirror when I say this, by the way, that's what we're searching for.
Right.
And it's there. He gives all these chances to us, right? And we
Yeah.
many times walk right by people coming into the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's been interesting because you mentioned that. I actually have had some clients say, oh my gosh, I went into this coffee shop and they had like a telephone booth outside. And I was like, oh, uh-huh. And they're
That's
like,
awesome.
it was so cool. And they had it
Aw.
all decorated. And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? And I try to so I mean, it just spreads because of the love of Christ,
Yeah.
who God made in you or any of us. That's
Yes.
how we just show through, right?
Yep.
It's not like, hey, look at me,
That's
or
right.
it's still, there's still humility in being vessels for God.
Yeah.
I think it's so we experienced something yesterday. I've told two or three stories on this podcast, times probably 25 stories about Jana in some fashion, some way, shape, or form. I'm always talking about Jana. And I realize I do it a lot. Like when I meet people, I often start talking about Jana long before I'll ever go into. And it's so weird because I don't do that really with anything else. I mean, faith to a certain degree, but even that I stumble in. I'm just so in love with my wife. I literally, when somebody will walk up, they'll be like, yeah, and next thing
I'm
I know,
in love
talking.
with your
Right.
wife. I love her.
So I go yesterday.
Too, Sarah. And I love you very much, sweetie. Oh my God.
So gal at church and their family, they have 6 kids, and they're like, hey, do you want to go to the rodeo? We went to the rodeo yesterday. And Jana, all week long. So Jana went last week, by the way, and there's a story behind the story here real quick. Jana goes last week, and for the first time, she goes, I'm going to take my jam to the rodeo, and I'm going to enter it into their little contest thing. And I mean, they got I don't know how many different categories. They had tons of. I mean,
tons of
there was artwork
categories.
and photography and
Your
4-H.
jam
and,
is not any ordinary jam.
no,
I just have to say that.
So
Next level.
I'll pay you your money later.
where I was going with everything is where you can tell when somebody has a relationship with God and how they carry themselves. And life is, there's a statement that life's 5% circumstance and 95% attitude. I think with Jane, it's 1% circumstance and 99% attitude. I think she just takes it to a different level.
Yeah.
And so she does this thing with this jam that I've never, I'll honestly, I don't get it sometimes, and I live in the house. But Jana will make hundreds upon hundreds of jars, 40 different flavors. We have so many shelves of them, and then she just gives them away. And
Thank
I'm like,
God.
I'm like,
Generous. Yes. Very good.
didn't we go to Oregon to
We
get
are
those
grateful recipients.
Didn't we go to Oregon to get those blackberries?
Went to Montana
'cause
for aronia berries and huckleberries.
In a dumb brain like I've got, I'm thinking logistics and money, and Jana just is like, she just loves it. She just opens all the windows in the house, starts all these double boilers,
It's
has all
awesome.
these things going, takes
That's so
hours
awesome.
upon hours, day after day after day.
My therapy.
Yeah.
She takes it to the rodeo this week, puts it in, and she gets, I don't know how many ribbons we came home with, but Jana had like 6 or 7 first place, and she's like, she had a couple second place and third place. But the funny thing is, they're in the same category. So like, you won first, second, and third in the same category. It's like,
Incredible.
I'm going,
It's incredible.
that's kind of cool.
Yes.
I'm-
I literally, it's like, the blackberry blueberry was really good. Everyone really likes that. Why did it get second? And then I'm like, because your black currant red raspberry got first, Jana.
so cool.
and it was great because all these little old ladies were there. There was probably like a dozen, and they were coming over. They're like, "We just love your wife," and I'm like, "How do you know my wife? Like, where does this
That's so
happen?"
awesome.
And they said, "Oh, we just met," and I'm like, "Oh, of course you did."
Yep.
I'm 56 years old.
Yep.
Nobody's ever walked up to me and said that because that is her
That's not
personality,
true.
and that's
Absolutely.
and that's
It
what I
is
love
true.
about what you guys were sharing and what Jared was edifying to, because it really is important for guys out there listening. Love your wives. You're going to have problems. You're going to have struggles. But when I have 6 little old ladies walk up and go, "Oh my goodness, she's amazing," that's who I married.
Yep.
I didn't marry just what I saw. It's what came with that. And it's just, it's been an amazing journey, but I love that for her. Because when sometimes I don't get it, I see that, then I totally get it all of a sudden. It just makes sense.
Yep.
Dead air.
Thank
go.
you, honey.
No dead air. No dead air. We're not having dead air here. That's really cool that you won that. We also just now, this was our first year to provide a bunch of coffee, because our second location happens that the owner of the location that we are renting from over at our second location is very involved with the fair. So we had a very early morning delivery of how many cases of coffee that morning?
24 cases.
24
96
cases
ounces.
for their breakfast over there at the fair,
Wow.
which was quite a haul of coffee.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of coffee.
Wow.
Had to get up at 3:45 a.m.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That
It took
was-
us about 2 hours to
Welcome to small business ownership.
That's
Yeah.
awesome,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
what people don't see.
Yeah.
Well, what's crazy is, man, we could really talk about that for a second, because I mean, I know that yesterday you had been here. You were taking a day to not only have your duties at church and meet with the individual who needed some mentorship, and then take an evening with your gal going to the rodeo, which is awesome and fun. But me and Sarah are here yesterday. Me and her. And that's what a lot of people don't see.
Yes.
Here they see the videos online, they see the views, they
Yeah.
see the events, they even come to the events in person. They see the spectacle, they see everything that's put together. But it was me and Micah putting stuff together, me and Zach putting stuff together, and hours upon hours getting things set up, problem solving, systems checks, and then after the event, who is it? It's me and my wife.
Yeah.
But what's beautiful about it is my wife and I get in here and we go to work. We have fun. We're dancing around, listening to music and just having a good time. Why? Because we've learned to love that journey, because that's what it's about. How far we've come
the
from.
whole picture.
I'm telling you, we could show pictures and videos from the little coffee shop. We'd have pipes freeze. We had a generator Like we're talking a generator on a trailer, like one of the big generators for construction
running the
sites.
coffee?
Huge
thing?
Magnum generator.
Oh, my great
24,
day.
24 hours a day.
It had to run.
for 2 years.
Seriously?
Couldn't turn it off.
24 hours a day. You're talking a
How did you fuel it?
diesel, and you're talking about an unbelievable amount of diesel. Our diesel bill, we don't even
don't-
want to discuss
We don't want to
that.
disclose that.
But
won't
we
go there.
had mobile delivery of diesel, and anytime that the generator had problems, I was just out there on YouTube trying to figure out how to be a
we
little bit of a
know
diesel mechanic.
So much stuff about generators, stuff we should not know.
Stuff that we probably will never use again
Yeah.
for the rest of our lives.
Maybe make your own little
But
YouTube
we can
of
fix your
it.
generator
There
if you have
go.
one.
See, logistically, my brain went to 24/7. How do you fuel it? Like,
Yeah.
so were you getting up at like
Right.
3 a.m? What were you doing?
So this is a big generator, and it needed to usually be fueled twice a week.
Oh,
Twice a week, it would have to be fueled.
We'd have it delivered.
That makes sense. Okay.
So you're not talking about like a little portable generator. We're talking about it. This has like a John Deere diesel engine in it. This is one that they would use to like power a construction
Massive.
site.
Daddy.
We bought it
Yes.
used from a rental company, and we would just send it to them if it was ever
Shout
any
out
issues.
to United
have
Rentals.
them- Well, I don't know. They were a little shady on
they
some
were,
of their billings.
They were, but I tell you what, if we
I
had,
shouldn't say shady, not shady, but I'll say they are good. They know what they're doing, but very expensive. But
They
you
are
know
very
what? That
expensive, but they
chapter
were
is
there for
closed
us
for
when
us,
we
so
needed
it's
them.
okay.
It worked for what you needed.
we
at
have
that time.
we have serious.
We did
trauma
we
from
did we
that.
did very
We
much
can talk
say though
later.
that
Yeah.
was a miracle generator for it to run 24 hours a
And it
day.
was used. We didn't buy
2
it brand
years.
new. It was used.
hey, do you guys use electric? You have electricity now, right?
Oh, thank God.
Do you know? Do you
Oodle
want to know
like
why
and
we
hard
did?
line plumbing.
Stepped into the 21st
Do you know
century.
when we first opened? We first like not had opened, but we had everything in there. We had the build out done.
Yeah.
I had it like we were going in there to decorate and set up. The first thing I did was go turn on the sink and just look at the water running. And I said, "Look, girls!" I said, "Oh my goodness, we have water, we have plumbing, we have electric. Our pipes aren't going to freeze." Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a lot of work.
We got
Living
videos,
in
pictures
Alaska.
in the winter,
Yeah,
the
it was
pipes
a lot of
freezing,
work.
bringing up like literally 12 5-gallon jugs manually, filling up the tank in
Yeah.
there. Didn't have any hard line connection for the plumbing. Talking about a gray tank, we had to have one of those RV dump tanks that's on wheels to be
Holy
able to
cow.
empty gray tanks, and it was
This is true love.
Yes.
Oh,
I mean,
Let me
no,
tell you.
seriously,
Calling.
like you got to like really want to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's a
calling.
big effort right there.
there was definitely moments where I questioned. I mean, I remember one time Arabella and I were working, and the bottom pipe of the sink just fell out. Just fell out.
As one does.
Yeah, and it was connected to the gray water tank.
Oh no.
Oh.
So I had stuff coming out, gray water everywhere, and there's a picture Arabella took, and I'm laying on the floor holding the pipe up, and she took a picture and then went back to talking to the customer. She's serving the customer, and I'm just sitting there holding the pipe, and I'm like, God, what am I doing? Do I want to do this? Am I sure I want to do this?
But you know what's great about that?
But that was your calling.
That's
seriously.
that image will live in her mind forever.
Yeah.
From effort, ethics, hard work, integrity, desire. I mean, like, there's so much wrapped up in that picture when you said it, because I haven't seen it, and I can envision that. That's teaching something that kids nowadays, I hate to say it, you guys have a rare breed over there, because one, you have expectations. You have a
Yeah.
business you're running. I mean, there's the professional side, but there's
Sure,
also the loving
sure.
relational side.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then
They
there's the
love you.
teaching side.
love
And the
them.
teaching
They're
side,
incredible.
They love you.
to me, is lacking a lot nowadays.
Yeah.
Because everything is just handed off to electronics, and and I'm not bashing on how everybody does stuff,
Right.
but at the end of the day, we really have become very disconnected. So when you see somebody getting after it like that, to where it's, hey, I'm going to take a picture of mom laying on the floor with gray water. No, hi, welcome to Ulali Coffee. How are you doing today? Like that's a big statement all in one
Yeah.
statement. It really is.
Yeah. Thank
Well,
you.
and it's what we're modeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah
You know,
that's what
as
I mean.
moms, as dads, as
Yeah.
parents, as adults in our society. What are we modeling
Yeah.
for the younger generations?
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's just to say we have learned to love the journey, because
It has
you
been a
can
journey.
always let the journey overwhelm you and think, man, well, what are we working toward? When are we finally going to arrive? Well, I think that the secret, that's not really
Yes.
much of a secret that we've learned, is
Yeah.
that it's not about the arrival.
Right.
It's about the journey.
Absolutely.
And we're just rolling our sleeves up every day, and we're going to do what's in front of us. And
have
that's
fun.
There's
Yes.
some,
Fun
I
doing
believe
it.
there's a scripture that says something about that.
Something about that.
Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will worry about itself. Just worry about today. So I think that me and Sarah have learned some lessons over the past few years, and one of the biggest is just do your best do what's in front of you, live for today,
Yeah.
and don't worry about tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And we've tried to do
Absolutely.
that.
So from a relationship standpoint, since we're husbands and wives here today, what's something you guys love about each other that you love? I mean, just genuinely love about each other.
Man, didn't
I'll
we
start.
already?
Well,
did-
I
don't
love,
know.
I
Didn't we
love
already
Sarah.
say a whole
Just go
bunch of
on and
stuff
on
that
and
we
on.
love?
About my husband?
I was going to say, I love Sarah and her
love
fun.
Jana.
I love you, Sarah.
I love you.
Oh.
Let's see. I love Jared's drive.
Just
He matches
The way I drive.
not the way you
Yes,
drive.
the way you drive.
tactical.
It's tactical.
Listen, there's
missed it.
one topic that's off limits today, and that's driving. Anybody's driving.
There will be no fire hydrants.
I know nothing.
No driving. Anyway,
Bite
Jared's-
your
Should we talk about that review that we just got?
anyways, hey, that got removed, by the way. Anyway,
Okay.
So Jared's drive,
so Jared's drive.
meaning his drive.
His drive,
Gotcha.
his passion. I love that about him because I feel like we are very similar and built the same way. That if we're going to do so, I feel like all of us are like that sitting here. Micah and Jana, you're like that too. But what I love about him is that if he's going to do something, he's going to do it well. He's going to make sure that it is incredible. Everything he does is truly incredible. I looked at when I was standing there at the John Wick event
Yes.
Saturday, and I just looked around, and I mean, you guys know, you know, there's people there that are having a great time and they love it, and rightly so. I get that. But when you know what goes behind the scenes, goes on behind the scenes, and you know that work, the setup, just the details, his details are just incredible. Even the people coming out and getting patted down, he threw that in at the last minute, and it was so cool. It was so cool.
Yeah, it was.
So when I saw that, and they're like, "Oh, Jared threw that in there at the last minute," in my mind, I was like, "He's amazing." That's just a detail. So his details
You
are
make me blush, babe.
Oh,
his details are amazing.
The color
his
of her
drive, his I love the way he loves God. That is huge to me. He loves the Lord, and the way he loves me, and the way he loves his family, the way he's protective over his family. He's a great friend to those around him. He's a good friend. He's just a good person to have in your life, and I'm so thankful for you.
Wow.
Wow,
That's
you
gonna
set
be-
the bar pretty high
Yeah,
there.
that's
I don't know how to
know.
follow that up.
Well, you get to. Go ahead.
I get to follow that up.
immediately.
I was just
Wow.
going to say ditto for what,
Wow.
What she said.
I was thinking about that too, maybe. So drive, man. I can't just say the same thing. I don't want to just be. I don't want to just take your own words and be kind of shallow in that regard. So I have to say something different. I have to pivot. I've already said so many. I feel like I've complimented you quite a bit.
He's
We gotta
searching.
come on
That
here
was-
more often.
He's searching
That
right
was
now for something
episode
unique.
three.
He totally is.
Three,
Yeah.
episode
Here's the
three.
thing.
Totally is.
Here's the thing. I don't have to search very deep at all because Sarah is truly amazing in all regards,
Yes.
on all fronts. And I am very fortunate that you are in my life. And I'll have to put it this way. We've talked a little bit on air, a couple of episodes about some of the battles that we've been through. And you guys have come into our lives a lot more recently. It's still been, we're almost about a year now, which is pretty crazy to think about. That's time has just flown. But before you guys, and even after you guys, you've walked alongside of us with some of what we've been going through. But the past 5 years for my wife and I, we've had these incredible ups, these incredible downs, peaks and valleys, and starting businesses, running businesses, finding that rhythm, that pace to stay consistent with it and find that grit and determination. No matter what, we're not giving up. We're going to find a way forward as long as God is the one who opens the doors.
Right.
It's finding that balance of we don't want to shove any door open, but we want to make sure that we don't stop knocking on
Right.
doors
Sure.
because
Yes.
God's going to open one of these if it's his will.
Right.
Yes.
She has been right there with me throughout everything that we've gone through the past 5 years with failed business partnerships, toxic business partnerships, and people just letting you down, contractors letting you down, lawsuits, all this stuff. And I have said it and I'll have to say it again right here on this podcast. I have experienced some of the worst business partnerships that are even imaginable,
Yeah.
fathomable.
Yeah.
But in all of it, I've also found the absolute best business partner that I could have ever dreamed and imagined for in my wife. An incredible business partner to where I just know whatever we go through, She's got a good head on her shoulders, and more importantly than that, she knows how and when to get on her knees and pray to who's going to help us get out of the situation and get into that new door that's going to open. She's been right there, and we've been able to link together and walk this journey together in a way that I truly believe that with a marriage like ours, because we've been married for 5 years. So keep in mind, we got married right before COVID. We got married in February of 2020, before the lockdown, before the shutdown.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then the shutdown happens. We start the coffee shop in September 2020. And we go through all of this as being a pretty early young marriage. You're talking about tests and trials and battles
Beyond
that
belief.
most regular
belief.
marriages would probably not
absolutely.
make it through.
Right.
We got our marriage got thrown in the fire,
Yep.
Yeah.
but
Yep.
we have withstood and we have persevered, and here we are. And I couldn't be more in love with my wife than I am right now. Every
amazing.
single day, every single moment. I've told her and I'll tell her again. She is constantly what the definition of beauty continues to be written as every day, day by day. She is what's beautiful to me. Everything about her. Everything. She is what's beautiful to me. And so I'm very thankful for her. She's incredible. Her passion, her compassion for others. Just, I can't even say enough. I'll take up this whole episode if you just let me keep talking about my wife and our
ahead.
marriage.
That's how I do it all the time.
But I
It's being
think
recorded. Don't worry.
I love you, babe, and I'm very
you.
thankful
I
to
love
have you
you.
by my side. I couldn't do it. We couldn't be here if it wasn't for our bond, our connection, our marriage, and us letting God be who gets us through and continues to open doors for us. So thank you for being there, being patient with me as God has worked on me as a man and going through everything that we've been going through, because Lord knows I've not been perfect, and I have had a lot that I've had to figure out how to process, how to grow, how to mature, and how to deal with a lot of the battles and struggles that have just kind of been thrown on us. And you've been incredibly gracious, incredibly patient, and very much in support of me anytime and every time that there's ever been any doubt or question in my mind. You're there to say, God's got this. God's got this. The next door is going to open. We just have to keep trusting. He's done it before. He's going to do it again. So thank you for that, Sarah. Because just like you said that you've leaned on me, I've leaned on you. And I'm thankful to have you there to be able to lean on. So,
Love you.
I get to see her and watch you look at her and tell her. The reason I asked this question is because I think people out there need to see and hear this nowadays. I really do. We have talked a lot over 15 episodes about what's going on in the world, and there's a lot right now. I mean, just a lot. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of division. There's a lot of political divide. Racism is at an all-time high. I mean, it's just on and on and on. Social media, we're bombarded left and right. You can't soak up a news event before another one breaks. Shootings here, shootings there. Just everything's tumultuous. And you know what gets very little airtime? The last 4 minutes. The last
It's true.
4
It's good.
minutes of what has been,
Important.
and it is
So
important. It's hugely important. So people need to hear that it's okay to be in love. It's okay to edify. It's okay to have challenges, because you're going to have them. But if you focus
Absolutely.
solely, and we've talked about this on the again in previous episodes, we talk about it, but we always either offer a solution or talk about a way out. We're constantly talking about faith, but we're talking about grit and bootstrapping it and getting after it. And you guys just defined that in each other. And I knew when I asked that question, you guys were going to edify each other. I didn't know what the answers were going to be, but I knew that something good was going to come from it. And I think people need to hear it. I really genuinely
agree.
do. And a compliment. So I do want to say something to you. What you do here I don't think it can be overstated. So I went to church yesterday. We had a couple that showed up here. I didn't know they were here. I didn't even know they were coming. She happens to be, she's in I call it a mucky muck circle. So she is with a lot of high-end people, lobbyists, tons of events. She travels all over the country. She's been around the world. She came up to me Sunday. She goes, I just want to say something. She goes, I need you to pay a compliment. I didn't get to go talk to Jared. She goes, out of all the events I've been to, she goes, I would put that in the top 3 best organized, best run, best visual. She goes, because I know what goes in behind the scenes, because I live behind the scenes for the events to go forward on my end. And she goes, I know what goes into these things. She goes, you guys, she goes, it was incredible. She goes, I literally left after the 5th match. She goes, there's no way I wasn't going to come. She goes, I'd been up, I forget how she phrased it. I'd been up all day. I was cooked. She goes, but I wanted to see this thing. And she goes, I stayed just in awe. And she goes, had I not been
Incredible. It
falling
was
asleep
incredible.
It was.
fighting
Yeah.
what I was going
Yeah.
through, she goes, I would have been there all night. And she walked into church. I'm not kidding. She literally said, I woke up 15 minutes ago. This week has been crazy. She goes, but that made my week.
Yeah.
Seeing it behind the scenes. And I thought that was really,
It was
that
amazing.
It
that
was
a big deal.
flawless.
Yeah.
I felt like it
was.
was flawless. I know for him
I
that's
was in
hard to hear.
awe.
Not quite flawless,
hard
but
to-
we always it's the journey.
Truly it
It's what we've
was.
already talked about. It's
It
the
was.
journey.
It was.
We always have to have something to continue to
grow.
chase.
Sure.
I think Matthew McConaughey beautifully said something like that. Keep on chasing. Yeah, was that one of his award speeches? I remember this. That's what it was. Keep on chasing.
Keep
That's
on
what
chasing.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. To keep on chasing. We always got to have something to keep on chasing. We got some kinks to work out, but I'll tell you what, John Wick 3, the one we just had, we had the dream team. We had the dream team from Zach on the live stream controls and switching and problem solving to Micah being someone who can also wear multiple hats alongside of me, and as well as Chris, Kim,
Yeah.
and then we had
Yeah.
the servers and the doorman.
amazing.
Everybody just
Shout out
worked
to the
together
ladies.
so
Yeah, shout
well.
out.
Yeah.
And of course,
Of course, yeah. Sarah and Jana,
Sarah and Jada.
holding
I mean,
it down.
Behind the
the
scenes, it was
hostess for the
amazing.
most.
No, I do
But-
have to say,
No,
if
it
I
was-
can just interject,
Go ahead.
The gift that you guys have been is just incredible. I mean, for God to bring you guys into our lives, and Micah, especially for God to bring you into my husband's life, has been such a blessing. Not just what you do physically, helping him carry stuff or move stuff. That's great, and that's huge support for him. But just to be a brother and someone that he can talk to and be encouraged, that's incredible. So thank you for being there for him. Obviously, yes,
Yes.
iron sharpens iron, and you guys,
Iron sharpens iron. That's got to go up here somewhere. I
you
don't
guys
know.
are truly an
Table's kinda
example
cool,
of
too.
that. It's been awesome to watch, and we're so grateful and thankful for you guys. And I feel like, obviously, yeah, there's different seasons of life, and God brings different people into your life when you need them. And so thank you guys for being there when I come up here. I mean, obviously, I can't be everywhere at the same time. I help him as much as I can when I can, but just for him to have that help, not just from you, Micah, but everybody, but especially just that that bond and that kindredship that you guys have. Thank you. And Jana, girl, I love you.
Well, I couldn't have said it any better. I was thinking the same thing of
Yeah.
you guys, from going out and riding in the quads and just hanging
Yeah.
out and just being human.
Just
basically.
being human.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what we need. It's
Yeah.
just, hey, this is life. This is real life. There's not perfection.
No.
There is, that doesn't exist. Let's just be real and let's
That's
just
so
be
real.
human. And thank you for that. Thank you for
The
being real.
vulnerability.
I love you. You're,
I love you
you're
too.
a gift.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Well, and I was thinking the same thing with
I love you too,
Jared,
Jared.
I love you too.
Of
I
that
love you, man.
brotherhood, that brotherhood that I know has been important
Yeah.
to have another godly man.
Yeah.
And not that you don't have other people, Mike, I'm not saying that, but I know that there is a kindred
Yeah.
spirit. You said it very well, so I could probably just say ditto, but I thank you. That means a lot, and it's hard
means a lot.
many times for other men to have people they can be vulnerable with, I feel like, and that can be tough and just be raw and still be
Yeah.
loved and still be tough and still all the feels
Yeah,
there.
we're there for them, but this
Absolutely.
is something that they need that in a way
Yes.
that maybe we can't be or
Exactly.
in a different way. So thank you guys.
Well, it's very kind. Thank you.
Absolutely. Very true. Thank
We
you.
we sound like in a small way like we're just sitting here kind of like let's blow sunshine on each other, but the truth of the matter is it's really not. It's absolute truth. And I know I say this a lot on small groups that we do. I have a circle of friends that I describe it as a bullseye target. So there's the center and a ring and ring and ring. And in that center is just faith of family,
Right.
right?
Right.
And then the next ring, it's two guys essentially that have the keys to the kingdom. So if I'm dead and gone tomorrow, Jane is taken care of. I don't have to worry about it. Like they know how to come in, they know what to do.
Sure.
Logistically, everything is taken care of. And then the next ring are guys I've been through the door with. Like you don't get to be in that ring unless we've been through the door. Like you've got to be in that. And then there's just everybody else in life. And people come to me and they're like, man, you got a lot of friends. And I'm like, no, I really don't.
Yeah.
What I have is I have a few really amazing friends, and I just happen to know a lot of people
Yep.
and traveled a lot. But at the end of the day, they're all wonderful and it's great and they're fun relationships and they're good relationships, but everything starts and ends right here and then a little bit more here. But look how much time is spent just in this circle, just in our family circle, just in our faith circle, and then in this close circle, and then the next ring. That's 95% of my life. All those other people I know are the 5%. They're the ones that are the coffee shop conversation every once in a while, or the, hey, let's get together and, hang out and go shoot a gun or do something like that. But those are not dudes that I'm sitting down connecting the same way that we've connected.
You're not in the circle of trust, Greg.
Well, and I feel like
Had to say
Excellent
it.
line.
I thought Sarah was going to
Excellent
laugh.
line. You don't even.
well, no, I was just thinking about what he said, and I feel like for a lot of people listening, since you guys have met and since we've all connected, this is really the first time that we honestly have all paused together.
Yeah.
We just go 100 miles per hour, all of us, and I feel like we just, and so I think what people are hearing is just the first time for us all to sit down together and just talk, and we are very appreciative of each other. So
Yeah,
it's
our
the
first
gift of
time, other than
friendship.
when we're
It
going
is.
100
Thank
miles per hour on quads, and then
Yeah.
and then after that, shoving barbecue in our face. So
Yes.
yeah,
We need to do it.
True.
We'll need to do a 2.0 on this.
Yeah.
Because we have a couple topics that we don't have time for today that we really should talk about as husbands and wives, and what it's like to be women and married in today's world, and all that. But I think it's really important, the edification. Again, we live in such a broken time right now, and because it's real time. I said with Jared the other day, when I was a kid, I didn't know what Dave did until Monday morning. There was no, I mean, I got off to school Friday. We played hockey over the weekend. If I didn't see him, I didn't know what was going on. And then Monday I'd see him in school. Now you look on your phone, you see everything instantaneously. I could talk, literally, our daughter's in Japan. I can text her and get an answer in 10 seconds. And we live in a world where there's just so much disconnect. And that's why I'm grateful to sit down, even for just a few minutes this morning. And you said it best. This is really the first time we've paused,
Right.
the four of us. And it's been a year, which sounds weird to say. And at the exact same time, it's not weird, because it's been go, go, go. And yet
Absolutely.
the core keeps building, the relationships keep building.
Yeah.
So
Well, there was before Micah and Jana, BMJ, and then after Micah and Jana.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hold on. You guys are not out of the hot seat because you called us out. You made us
knew
have
he
to
was
say
gonna say that.
why we love each other, what we love about each other. So,
I feel like you said a lot of things I wanted to say.
That's
but
okay. I know, don't you hate that?
Yes.
I
I'm
know.
like, I want to go first so I
I
can say
know.
it, so then I don't look like I'm copying.
But it's true, so you can
it's
say them.
true. One of the things I love, one of many things that I love about Micah, and I even to this day will say, I felt like, and I feel like he can fix anything, from like a physical, like a car, to a house, to my heart.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And yet there are so many times he's like, Jana, I can't do everything. And in my mind still, I don't know if this is my little fairy tale, but this is how I think. I'm like, yes, you can. A hug to me will let all stressors go away. I cry because it's just his hug. I love you. It's going to be okay. Means the world to me, and makes such a difference in everything, from something happening with our children to medical stuff to things in the world. Like I know he has my back, and I know he cares about people in general. And it's always wants to help and take care of people. That is who he is and always has been. But I know that if something's happening, he's there. And that security for me, that just means the world. I can feel safe and secure when that's happening, for sure. If something is actually physically happening.
Right.
The other piece of just watching how he, like I said, loves on people, loves our kids. And he puts up, yes, with my, hey, let's go do this. And he's like, okay. So poor Micah, he's got his own drive and passion, and he's very good with logistics. I see some logistics, but the other thing, I'm like, go. And he's behind me. I know he is, but I'm not always giving him compliments. So thank you for doing this, honey. He's behind picking up all the pieces to make it finish working. And I'm like, just going. I'm like, we can do this. Let's do it. If we don't
Right.
jump in now, it just won't happen. If I take too long, it's going to pass us by. And so, bless his heart. So many times he's like, my gosh, Jana, it's like almost exhausting, I think, sometimes for him to be, it's like this toddler, I think, sometimes when you're picking up after they're going around, just to make it look pretty as they walk through the door, and it's complimenting. But that's how I feel like we complement each other. That's one of the things that I think as couples, it's so essential for us to see. We may not always see it exactly the same, but here's the cool thing. We are made differently. And because of that, many times we complement each other and get the whole picture. And I love that piece about many things we do. Like there are things I'll see and I'm like, no, with the kids, like you got to think about this. And he's like, oh, in hindsight, we see how many times one thing he's thinking about and I'm just kind of going along with, not maybe seeing the whole picture, and vice versa, has really benefited our family and will continue to benefit. I mean, I'm still, until the day the Lord takes me home, I better be growing. Otherwise, I'm going to be stagnant. So, sorry, just hit my leg and it echoed. And
That's okay. Very well said. Yes.
Awesome.
Well, that's very sweet. Jana is.
And he is the love of my life, by the way. I have no question about that.
She's paying compliments. I mean, I really am a hot mess, and I just kind of run around, I think was the best way to say it.
Yeah, but he's picking up.
Jana has been, from day one, I said, so this will be too old for Jared. I've thrown out a couple comments and people or something in the past, being like, yeah, I don't know who that is. So, Farrah Fawcett?
No idea.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. You don't know Farrah Fawcett?
Not even the slightest.
Do you know who Farrah Fawcett is?
I do.
Okay. So
She passed away though.
she
correct?
did. Yeah, many years ago. But Farrah Fawcett was one of Charlie's Angels.
I love Charlie's Angels.
Yep. Still a blank stare. Okay. So Charlie's
old
Angels
Charlie.
were
Yes,
amazing
yes.
detectives back in the day, in the 70s.
Okay, I gotta throw this in. Forgive my interruption. Fourth grade, my fourth grade teacher. It was so cool. We graduated from high school, and she sends us all in the mail. Remember, I was still male. A letter. Well, it wasn't a letter, but it's what we wrote our favorite things. Okay, my favorite TV show was Charlie's Angels because they were good detectives.
Okay, I never saw it, but I knew who she was.
Yes.
And I remember people talk, like my sisters. And
So
different
she
people
was a sex symbol
It
in the
was, yeah.
70s.
Right,
I
it
mean,
was.
Right.
there's a famous poster of Farrah Fawcett in a
Right.
bathing suit kind of
Right.
thing. But what she was known for on the show is she'd get out of a car and she'd go, and she'd whip her hair. Well, when Jana and I met for our first date, she got out and we're at the Arborland Mall, University of Michigan area. Jana gets out of the car and she just kind of flipped her hair. She didn't know I was there. I was on a bike. And so she flips her hair, and I'm like, but it was like it was in slow motion, like a
he still
moment.
remembers this.
And I'm like,
That's
oh my
amazing.
gosh. And I sat there like 200 feet away staring at her on the bike, and I was like, oh, I got to start it up and ride over there now.
He was
That-
waiting to see.
Farrah Fawcett had nothing on you.
She had nothing.
Nothing.
Bless you. Once
That would
again.
kind of sum up all of Jana for me. Jana is amazing on so many different levels, and I'm not going to wash, rinse, repeat everything I've said. I will say this. I've been blessed with two children who have never had a disagreement or an argument with each other in their 23 and 27 respectively. They edify each other. They adore each other. They're both each other's heroes in many ways. That all comes from Jana. Jana will sit back and say, oh, no, it takes two. But really, it really was Jana because it's her heart. I'm the dry, sarcastic. I mean, I definitely love my movies, and I definitely love one-liners, and I definitely like making people kind of be on their toes a little bit. Jana is the edifier, and Jana is the consummate. She is the purest definition of mother's love that I've ever seen in my life. Because it is special. I mean, if you really understand that statement and what's behind that statement, there's something about a mother's love and, a father's toughness and respect and all that. But Jana is, I'm telling you, like, when you meet our kids, you're like, they do look like me. The people will say, Jana, were you even involved?
No.
But the truth of the matter is when you hear them open their mouth, you think Jana. And it really is. I could sit here and pay a lot of compliments, but I just want to say that one thing about her more than anything that she has done outside of her faith. It's been her love for her children because it is unbelievable to watch what she does for our children.
Right.
I could literally I could have 40 things going on and all 40 of them be epically important to me. And I'm obviously bloviating and exaggerating a number, but I mean, I could be like a one-legged man in a butt kicking contest blindfolded, trying to keep up with life. And Jane will be right next to me and that phone will ring and Sydney's on it. She'll like, just a minute. And the next thing you know, it's 100% focus.
Right?
Yeah. And you know what? I get it. And I love that about her. Like that is, I think if I had to say that's my favorite part in life, it's watching her be a mom. That is probably the truth. I mean, it is because her security and her faith and her salvation, I'm not trying to downplay that, but like just watching her be a mom
Right.
is so amazing. Like we will have been parents for almost 30 years coming up. And she still looks at them like they're 2.
Right?
But she doesn't treat them like
They're
they're 2.
babies.
She loves them like they're 2, but in an adult body and in a smart, healthy way, and edifies and makes
Right.
sure that they're safe and good decisions. But Sydney will come home from Japan, and the first thing she'll do is, "What's mom cooking?" And then Jana will sit over on the couch, and Sydney will literally lay in her lap
Yep.
and just get her head scratched.
Cry.
And it's like
best.
that's the
No.
best. So yeah, that's what I love about Jana. She gives.
Thank you.
She
Cindy.
gives.
I love you.
Love it.
Well said,
Love it.
sir and ma'am. Very good. Very good. So we obviously, both you and I both definitely obviously married up.
Yeah.
We've got some good spouses sitting next to us. Thank God. We wouldn't
Gotta
be
come
here
on
if
here
it
more
wasn't for
often.
that.
I know.
Yeah, we definitely have to have another conversation now
Yeah,
that the
'cause I
introductions are
actually
kind of
have to
over. Yeah. Now that the introductions are over and we
Yes.
we let the audience
Yeah.
know, hey, we're married. There's some actual beauty behind the the dummy sitting behind the
Yes.
camera and the microphones
No,
all the
not
time.
at all.
You guys are incredible.
You are.
so-
I agree.
I think real solid, good episode.
Yeah.
I think overall, I think you're exactly right. People need to hear marriage is a good thing. There's so many people out there that never get married. Everybody gets divorced. No, you find the right spouse. You find somebody to go through life with, and you're never going to feel like you're alone. You're never going to feel like that there's not somebody there to cheerlead for you and to be there for you. And it goes both ways. It's a two-way street,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful to have that in my wife, Sarah. And I know you have already said that about your wife, but
But it
iron
is
sharpens
work.
iron.
Yep.
Remember,
Oh, no
there's
doubt.
work. There's
Absolutely.
perseverance. God,
Yeah.
Jesus
Yes.
modeled. We are here on earth, so it will take work.
Yep,
But it's worth it.
It's worth it.
no doubt.
Really
It's worth it.
Especially whenever you figure out how to never fight. We don't ever fight.
Never.
Oh,
That was sarcastic.
liar.
Yeah, none of us are perfect. Trust me. Yeah.
Here's the rule. Okay, she's always right.
Yep.
She's always right. She can have anything she wants. That's my only rule, right?
This is recorded, right? This is recorded.
Yes.
She's always
I have
right.
one rule. My brother-in-law, I got to tell you, my brother-in-law, my sister, this has been like this for years. My oldest sister, Samantha, I love to stir the pot with her and her husband. It's hilarious. And so she'll get some packages on the porch while we're visiting. And I'm like, hey, Mike, Samantha's got like 5 packages on the porch. And she just looks at me and he says, I have one rule for Samantha. She can have anything she wants. And so that's what he's
I've stolen
referencing.
that. I've
Yeah.
stolen that.
It's a great line.
I have copied. I've duplicated that. One rule: she can have anything she wants. She's
I
always
have
right.
everything I need
There
and
you
everything I
go.
want.
There it is.
All you got to do is take the biblical approach. Be loving toward your wife to the point where you're ready to die for her. And at that point, like you said, that takes work. Picking up a cross, denying yourself, carrying it takes work.
Yes.
You got to love her that way. You got to love her the way that Christ loves the church.
Amen.
And if we can pray that every day, because that is my prayer. God, I want to love my wife the way that I'm supposed to. I want to love my wife the way that you love me. And that's the approach that you take. You put in the work, and marriage is an absolutely beautiful thing. I couldn't be here. None of this could be here if it wasn't for a example of 2 imperfect people counting on and relying on a perfect God.
Yes.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be here without that.
Absolutely.
So thank God
agree.
for that.
Yep.
Amen. Well put. That's a good way to close.
Yeah.
That was really well said.
Well stated.
We will 2.0 this, gals.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
have other things that we definitely want to cover.
We'll see if we're available.
We'll talk to my agent.
Talk to mine.
I'll talk to Zion. That's who I'm going to talk to.
Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah, thank you. That's
Thank
an
you.
Okay.
honor.
We always close one way. Do you remember, since you've seen every episode and hung on every word? Do you know how we close?
Jane, I'm going to hand this to you.
I'm gonna, I don't want to look like I know everything. So why don't you share with the audience,
Please
Micah?
do.
You know.
I know.
You know how we close the episodes.
Absolutely.
With what?
Go ahead.
Marriage at its finest right here.
Well, this is an even number.
I'm drawing a blank.
This is episode
I have
16.
stage fright.
So Micah
too.
is going to close us out, and we are going to give our attention to who we have referenced so many times here. We're going to close this out with a word of prayer.
Father God, thank you. What an amazing opportunity marriage is, and what an amazing opportunity today was to have our wonderful wives here, just to be able to be ourselves. And I'm so grateful that we get to do this. We get to be friends with Jared and Sarah, and just be a part of a journey that, while it may be just a year old, we are heading in directions that are uncharted, and yet we have complete trust in each other. And we can lean into each other. And that is something that is so beyond special, especially after you've walked a difficult journey in life, to have people come into your lives that you can lean into. So we just want to be a shining example to each other, to lean into each other, to mentor each other, to be wise for each other, to hold each other to account, and at the exact same time, to lean into you. We ask that you would edify our wives today. This is an episode about them. Be with Jared's beautiful bride, Sarah, as she goes on her journey today and caretakes for all of the people coming into her life. And be with my beautiful bride today as she counsels people that are walking difficult journeys. And just give her the strength and the fortitude and the wisdom to assist these folks with their many needs that come across her table. And it is in your son's name that I pray. Amen.
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 All right.
All right.
Until next time.
Break.
Until next time.
Out.